Welcome students of class 12. I hope you all are well. Today we are going to continue with our 14 principles of FOIL. So, in our chapter Principle of Management, where we have studied the scientific principles of Taylor, and we are studying the principles of management of fuel. We have studied the 5 principles of management. Those are division of work, authority and responsibility, discipline, unity of command, and the 5th one is unity of direction. So, today we will continue with our 6th principle, that is subordination of individual interest to general interest. So, according to FOIL, the interest of an organization should take priority over the interest of any one individual employee. This principle states that, in a very simple words, that the organizational interest to be prioritized over individual interest. So, the first point which we understand from this principle that Foyle said that the interest of the group or company must be different. So the interest of any one individual should not hamper the growth of an industry. So we should keep in view the priority over the interest of an organization. It also states that interest of larger group of people cannot be sacrificed for interest of an individual, however important he she may be. It says that the responsibility of manager to ensure the application of this principle through their good behavior. It will be more clear from this example. For example, the company works with an objective to be fair while giving salaries to its employees. One of the managers who is valuable for business may demand for much higher salary. Company may not agree to his demands as it will hamper the interest of all other employees. So, it is very clear from this example that if an organization is following some rule, it will be same for everyone, those who are working in that industry. If one of the managers who is working for that industry demands higher salary and we approve, then we are ignoring the interest of the group, those who are involved in that organization, over an individual interest. So it should not be there. We should first take the priority to the organization or to the group of individual or group of people who are working for that organization. So each company follows policies related to discipline, salary structure, performance appraisals, etc. so that the individual interest do not hamper the interest of entire organization. So now I will move to the 7th principle, that is remuneration of employees. Remuneration here means wages or salaries given to the employees for the work done for that organization. So Foyle says organization must treat all employees equal and fair in terms of compensation and growth opportunities. So it will be more clear from this principle, which states that number 1, the wages made to employees must ensure a reasonable standard of living. Means whatever we are paying to them, it should raise the standard of living of that particular individual. The company must have the paying capacity to pay wages, salaries to employees. The wages paid must be just and equitable. For example, a company which pays fair and competitive wages to its employees will also have a satisfied and motivated staff. The relationship between management and staff will be healthier and the working in the organization will be smooth. So it is very clear from this example, if a company is using a fair means of wages to their employees, then those employees are also honest to that organization, and the stability of the human resource will also be maintained in that particular condition. So it is very important or vital requirement of an organization to work there as an employee for a longer period of time and give his best to that organization, and it will only happen if organization is also applying fair means for each and every person working in that organization. Next, centralization and decentralization. First, I will clear the meaning of centralization and decentralization. Centralization means concentration of decision making authority. Centralization means where the power remain in the hands of one man who is giving decisions and making decisions or taking decisions for everyone. That is centralization, means he is the boss and he is going to guide you and take decisions for you. Or you can say he is a supremacy who is working for that organization. Whereas decentralization means dispersal of decision making authority among more than one person. Decentralization means where you make a chain and you divide the authority and responsibilities among those people working in that particular structure. So, and this decision making authority is dispersed among the different person who is working at different level. So, according to Foyle, there is a need to balance subordinate involvement through decentralization with managers, retention of final authority through centralization. So, Foyle wants to say that we should apply centralization as well as decentralization. Means decentralization is to be used to balance the subordinate involvement in that particular staff because they are working at ground level. Their suggestions, their decisions are as important as the decisions of any top level management. But the final authority should remain or must remain in the hands of top level management. In this way, we can involve our workers, those who are working at ground level, and the final authority will remain in the hand of centralized person, so they can take their decisions on their own. So this principle clearly states that the authority to take co-decision must be retained by top level management, where the centralization should be implied, whereas the authority to take routine or day-to-day business decisions must be delegated to the middle level and the lower level management. That is decentralization, means in the hands of managers and subordinates who are tackling the ground level work or with the workers who are working for the production process. And the degree of decentralization depends upon the scales of operations, and decentralization totally depends that if we are having a large scale of operations or a small scale of operation. So we will take one example. In Reliance, the decentralization will be more as compared to small trading company, because Reliance is having big scale of operations. Their work is divided into different departments. So the owner of small company may take all decisions from purchase to fixing of selling, pricing, meeting buyers, hiring personals, etc. Whereas in big companies, each department is headed by a specialized personnel who has the authority to take decisions related to his or her department. So that is the basic difference, means that in big organizations the person's authorities are delegated according to their job profile, whereas in a small organization one main person or who is the head of that organization can take all the decisions on their own. Now our next principle, scalar chain. So according to Foyle, Organization should have a chain of authority and communication that runs from top to bottom and should be followed by managers and the subordinates. So, the formal line of authority flowing from highest to lowest rank is known as scalar chain, or simple words you can say when the authority and communication between superior and subordinates from the highest to the lower rank is known as scalar chain. The chain should not be violated, but in case of emergency, employees at same level can contact through gang plan by informing their immediate superior. So what happened in this case? Suppose there is an emergency, then you can see a triangle shaped diagram is in front of you, in which you can see A, B, E, C, E, F, D, G. Means A is the main head of or superior, and those subordinates like B, E, C, F, D, G are working under him. BE working at same level, CF working at same level, DG working at same level. So now the communication will happen between B, C, B to A, like G, F, E to A, from lower to the higher one. But if there is an emergency, then there is one plank that is known as gang plank, which can be used by the same level of persons who are working in different departments but at same levels. They can exchange the information informing their immediate superiors. So this principle clearly states that an organization consists of superiors and subordinates, where superiors give instructions or direction to subordinates. Second, chain of authority must be followed during normal course of communication, and in case of emergency, the chain of authority may be violated through gang plan. I will take one example. Like every company follows hierarchy while delegating responsibilities and authorities. The owner of the company may interact with heads of departments to brief them about organizational goal, targets, plans, and policies. The heads of department may further instruct and direct the supervisors, and supervisors will finally instruct the workforce. So this is the method through which you can communicate with your subordinates so that we can maintain a good system of following the one boss. Now we move forward to our next principle, that is principle of order, which says people and material must be in suitable place at appropriate time for maximum efficiency, which states that a place for everything and everyone and should be in its designated place. Means all the physical resources and all human resources should be at their assigned places, so it become easier for them to get back to their places because they know where they will get all that physical resources and where that human resource or the person will be working, because they has been assigned a particular place. The fixed or assigned places for all resources remove hindrances while conducting business activities. The orderliness increases efficiency and productivity. For example, the finance director of the company has his office on the second floor of the office building. Therefore, anyone who wishes to meet him will accept him to be available in his office. If he does not have fixed office or he does not sit in his office, then people will waste time looking for him all over the office. Similarly, in your school, there is a fixed place for keeping sport equipments, lab equipments. Even you have a fixed classroom. All this maintain orderliness in the school. So it is very important to maintain the orderliness wherever in an organization to increase efficiency and to reduce the wastage of time. Now I will move forward to my next principle, that is principle of equity. Equity simple means equal. So according to Foyle, good sense and experience are needed to ensure fairness to all employees who should be treated as fairly as possible. So this principle states that manager must have just and kind behavior toward workers, Fair behavior toward workers will ensure loyalty and devotion from the workers. Management must appreciate efficiency and penalize underperformance or inefficiency. All employees must be provided discrimination free environment with equal growth opportunities, which means no discrimination on account of sex, religion, culture, caste, language, etc. For example, today many foreign companies are headed by Indian origin professionals, and many Indian companies appoint foreign nationals in managerial and technical positions to gain from their experience. Now we will move to our next principle, that is stability of personnel. Means the employee, those who are working, should have stability in that organization. They should work for that organization for a longer period of time, because employees turnover should be minimized to maintain organizational efficiency. This principle states that employee turnover should be minimized to increase our efficiency. A personnel should be selected and appointed after rigorous procedure, and the selected person should be kept at the post for a minimum tenure to show results. So, employees must be given appropriate training to perform the task assigned. Performance of personnel must be reviewed after providing them appropriate opportunities and reasonable time to perform. For example, many companies today appoint people after conducting written exam followed by rigorous interview procedure. They may also give the selected employees on the job training. In return, employees may need to sign a bond for a fixed period of time. The employment contract also have notice period clause where organization or employees, whoever wishes to discontinue services, need to give a prior notice. Now our 13th principle initiative, which says workers must be encouraged to develop and carry out their plans for improvements, which means employers must be encouraged to give suggestions which may improve productivity or decrease cost of production. Employees must be given opportunities to develop and execute plans, but it must be within the established practices of the company, which says that workers should always encourage to carry out their plan. They should be self motivated, they should take the initiative, and they will take the initiative when the management treat them as the employee, as a person who is the part of that organization. So we should take the suggestions from our employee so that they can improve in the services that are provided to our customers. So the last principle is spirit de crops. I am repeating the pronunciation, A is silent here. Spirit de corps, which means managers should promote a team spirit of unity and harmony among employees, which said that teamwork should be promoted for effective coordination and realization of organizational goals. It must be placed by we to give workers the sense of belongingness. Or we can take one example. If management formulates plans and policies after discussing with the employees' representatives, it will give employees a sense of responsibility to follow the policies. So, this principle says that we should work as a team and we should have a unity and harmony among all the employees who are working in that particular situation. So, we can take an example like if we will work in an organization with full unity and strength and harmony, then we can achieve a organization on the top level. So children, I am sure you will agree that all 14 principles of FOIL are followed by business organization to solve managerial problems. You will find that these all 14 principles are applicable even in our day to day activity. I will give you an example from our daily life. Like in every family, there is a concentration of power for taking crucial decisions with the head of the family. But at the same time, the powers are delegated to other members of the family to take day to day decisions. Each member works individually but for the benefit of the family. Head of the family may discuss with other members about crucial family matters, seek suggestions from other members before taking final decision. So same happen in the case of our big organizations or the small organization, where they all work as the members of family, and the main centralized power remains in the hands of the director, or you can say the head of the family, and other responsibilities and authorities are divided among all other members, those who are working in that organization. So now we will move forward to our last topic, that is comparison between Foyle's and Taylor principles of management. So as you can see in that chart box, I have given basis and the name Henry Foyle and F.W. Taylor. So basis of information. So the first one, basis of formation. So Henry's principles are based on personal experience, whereas Taylor based on observation and experimentation, because these are scientific principles. Second, focus, improvement in the overall administration, whereas Taylor focus or concentrates on improving the productivity. Henry Foyle's are applicable universally, whereas F.W. Taylor only to specialized situations, just as factories, those who are producing something. Perspective, Henry's perspective top level management and Taylor perspective lower level. Personality, Henry Foyle is a researcher and practitioner and was called a father of journal management, whereas F.W. is a scientist and was called a father of scientific management. Human element, more importance is attached to increase the production rather than to human element in case of Henry Foyle principles of management, whereas according to Taylor most importance is given to human element like principle of equity and stability of tenures, etc. So this is our chapter 2, in which we have discussed both the scientific as well as the journal principles of management, and your chapter 2 is over. So I have given you the assignment in which you have to read the notes carefully, make your own notes, and then do the assignment on your own to check that whatever we have discussed is clear to you or not. Some case studies are also there. Just go through the case studies and then find out the answers for them. As I have given you the keynotes of case study in the beginning, before going through the case studies, please read those keynotes and then do the case studies. So our chapter 2 is over, and I think the chapter 2 is clear to you, all the 14 principles and the principles of scientific management. So do your work. All the best. Enjoy. Stay home. Stay safe. Goodbye.